So it is a beautiful, snowy Saturday morning. We just got dumped on last night. So I've been running a snowblower all morning just to get out of my driveway. And we are headed to the shop right now to go have some fun. We have a new project arrived last night. So let's go to the shop, see this new project. So we just did a clutch and slave cylinder in the little Jeep. We had to do new pigtail harnesses on both front signals because the bulbs were not sitting in correctly. And the crank sensor. The wires were starting to fray. So we replaced that. And now we just gotta go for a quick spin. Just make sure everything's good. No leaks of any kind. Clutch feels nice. Feels really nice. And for a burn in a Jeep. I'd say the clutch feels fine. Making a mess. The runway's shut down with snow. Can't get through. It's so weird, these things are so top heavy when you haven't been in one for a very long time. Pretty sure that'll make them happy. And there you go. There's the new project. We'll park the Jeep and brush it off and look it over today. I don't know what's with that guy. Every time a big block shows up here, that guy shows up yelling and screaming all the time. Cost me a fortune in cell phone screens. So, anyways, frickin' Yeti running around the airport all the time. So what do we got here? We have what I believe is a 1970 GMC. This was a two-wheel drive truck at some point in its life. And then it went to a shop and they converted it to a four-wheel drive. It spent 10 years in 4 different shops, and this is how far they got. You can put fuel in it, you can move it around, but the tranny's slipping really bad. I don't know if it's just low on fluid. I don't know what tranny it is. I'm assuming a Turbo 400. But they took a two-wheel drive and converted it to a four-wheel drive. But they still have the factory trailing arms. They're all welded up with coil springs and airbags. And he said this thing flexes like crazy. It has a Blazer fuel tank in the rear only. The interior has been done in a nice blue. It is not perfect by any means. Lots of little rust spots and little chips and stuff. A lot of wiring needs to be done. All the dash is hanging out of it. There's no stereo, no glove box. The front has a Dana 60. And we have 8 bolts front and rear. We have coil springs. We have the high lift steering setup. I've never seen a trailing arm setup like that, or radius arm, I guess you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it. I've never seen that myself. What do we got under the hood? Let me just get the hood open. Tough to do when you're filming. Getting the hang of it though. So we have a big block. He was told it is a stroker big block, somewhere around 500 cubic inches, so I'm guessing it's a 496 or a 502, but we don't know that for sure. We have some old school Mickey Thompson valve covers. I see some ceramic coated headers that are rusting. A couple of chrome pulleys that help the belt squeak. We have a Holley Performance carburetor on it. I do not know which carb, but it's a double pumper by the looks of it. We have a new alternator. There's a new starter on it. So there's a lot of good parts on this thing. It actually fired up in minus 14 yesterday, so that's a pretty good sign. So this truck is here for a very specific reason. Yes, we are going to paint it. Yes, we're going to get it running. But this individual is the kind of guy who drives things really hard. He rides motorcycles really hard. So you're going to see some fun out of this truck. I'm very excited to get this one going. All right, let's have a peek inside. There's the Crash Mustang. It's waiting for the rest of its body kit. Still have to do the silver on the bottom. That'll be after the weekend. Now, if you've watched the last couple of videos, we have been hauling scrap vehicles. And the gentleman that we're hauling for has hundreds and hundreds of vehicles. And we are lucky enough to get to be part of it. So that's awesome. But it is actually allowing us to increase our inventory again. Inventory has been thinning out. And we have had to take on a lot of customers' vehicles to get through these hard times. And that is actually not what we wanted to do for our future. We wanted to go YouTubing and build our own builds. And now we are swamped with customers' vehicles. So I figured we have, I'll just call it 10 customers' vehicles we still have to deal with. But ATP is now going through a massive change. We are in the middle of a massive change. Every 2 years, I have had to change my company due to some craziness in the world. Floods, fires, pandemic, whatever. And every 2 years, I literally have to shift gears, go in a new direction to save our shop and keep on rolling, doing what we love. This year's going to be a little different. I've had enough. I'm not doing it anymore. We are going to get all the customers' vehicles out of the way. And I keep telling you guys there's a little surprise coming for the new year. And that's what we're doing. We are going to destroy all these customers' vehicles over the next month and try and get them gone. Because ATP is taking a whole new direction. Let's have a look in the paint booth for a second while I'm beaking off about our future. All right, what do we got? We have the body kit. It's in paint. It looks nice. I love the color. It's beautiful. Really nice, soft, kind of a silver. All of the pieces are ready to go on the car. We just need a couple of the little moldings that hold them on the car. But we can put all the bumpers and everything together this week, so that's good. So the Crash Mustang will hopefully be leaving next week. And the jet boat is getting wired right now still. It's literally just been in our way. We tow it in and out of the shop every day, so we're trying to have the wiring finished tomorrow so that we can seal it up now, and this thing will be leaving until springtime. Of course, we're going to fire it up before it leaves. But yes, this thing will be leaving hopefully this week as well. Was trying to have these two ready in paint for Christmas. We didn't meet that deadline because we had to go haul cars. That was a must. And the Monster Ford. What we are being held up on that is the rear fuel tank, because it only has one fuel tank, this thing. There's a little vent tube goes in the top of the tank, and the rubber seal that holds that in, you can't get. So you can't order it. We are having to hunt through yards and pull fuel tanks out of vehicles to try and find one little seal. And once we find that seal, then we can put the fuel tank in this thing and hopefully get it running. And I'd like to see this thing going this coming week too. So that would give us the entire shop. This half of the shop would be empty, aside from the Chevy outside. So what are we going to bring in? Well, there's been a lot of comments. Apparently, you guys want to see more square body content. Well, let me tell you, 2022 is looking good for you guys. If you're into Fox body Mustangs and square bodies, this is your year. What's with that guy? Now he's throwing minivans around the airport. Seems pretty impatient, upset about something. Maybe he just needs to drive a big block. And maybe he thinks we should have more big blocks in the shop and get all the customers' vehicles out. Maybe, just maybe, that has something to do with the new year.